Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PHIL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL.
Welcome back, gamers, to Beudget Arcade, your number one free-to-play video game podcast. In our normal weeks, we rate and review some of the more well-known free-to-play video games out there, some of them not so well-known. Very few are actually good, but here in these off weeks, I typically ramble and talk through your ears about what's going on in video games, what's going on in the video game industry, what am I playing, what's some new release video games, and we just talk. We're just here. We're just hanging out. We are in the midst of some exciting video game calendar times. We got some good releases coming up here in the next couple months, so there should be things to talk about in these off weeks. So today I'm going to talk about some surprising video game news that was announced earlier this week, and it was announced during, was it Nintendo Direct? I don't know if it was a Nintendo Direct, but Nintendo announced that they had partnered up, not really partnered, they had hired Illumination Entertainment, which you may know is the studio, the animated studio, the animated movie studio that has created Minions and... Okay, so the Illumination is the studio responsible for the Despicable Me movies, the Minions spinoff, Secret Life of Pets. They're pretty well known. They're a relatively new studio, less than 20 years old, but they've established themselves from the Despicable Me movies, and then branching out from there. But Nintendo has, we'll say partnered, even though Nintendo doesn't really partner with anybody. They hire folks, but they've partnered with Illumination to create a animated Super Mario Brothers movie, and the simple title of the movie is Super Mario Brothers the Movie. And what got the collective internet up in a roar was the announced voice cast for said Super Mario Brothers the movie. And we'll just go in order, and we'll talk about what I think of these casting choices. So we'll start from top down. Chris Pratt, who you may know as Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He's also the star of the Jurassic World movies. He's a fine actor. He's very charismatic, very magnetic, as my boy Jeff would say. He's cast to play the lead role in said Super Mario Brothers movie as the voice of Mario, and that got the internet in a tiff. Everybody, had a great time creating memes, voicing their displeasure, but the collective internet was not happy that Chris Pratt, a noted non-Italian man, playing the role of Mario, and when you think of Mario, Chris Pratt is probably not the first 50 people you think about. So the internet went crazy, created a bunch of memes, and the internet is unforgiving. They don't care, and it lives forever. And so Chris Pratt, over the past couple of days, took to Instagram, and he's seen the memes and the jokes and the negative comments, and he put out a little video on Instagram where he said he was going to do his best, and that it's a dream come true, and that he's working on the voice. I don't know if that's what you need to say when you've been hired to voice a character, that you're working on the voice. It should be, hey, I got this voice, and it's going to be the voice of Mario. But anyways, he was cast as Mario. Anya Taylor-Joy, who you most recently may know from the very good Netflix series Queen's Gambit, where she plays this chess protege. She won all sorts of awards. The show won all sorts of awards. So anyways, she was cast to play the role of Peach, Princess Peach, which I guess is fine. If they were casting a live action movie, I think she'd fit a little bit better, because she has a very Princess Peach look about her, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. So anyways, Jack Black was cast to play the voice of Bowser, which is very fitting. That's probably a home run casting choice. Jack Black is a masterful voice actor. Everything he does is great. I don't care about the reviews of whatever his movie was or whatnot. He's a fantastic voice actor, and so we're batting about 600 with these first three. So let's keep going. Seth Rogen was cast to play the role of Donkey Kong, another fine choice. Somebody on the internet created a video, which is just a video of Donkey Kong from one of the video games, and it's Donkey Kong laughing, but it was with Seth Rogen's laugh, and it fits perfect. If you look at Seth Rogen, you're like, oh, that man is a Donkey Kong. Yeah, I could see it. He's a Donkey Kong. So we'll see. We'll have to see what kind of role Donkey Kong plays in this animated movie. But another fine choice. So we're getting there. Keegan-Michael Key, who you all may know from the show Key and Peele. He's been in a ton of stuff, but Key and Peele, he is Key in the Key and Peele. He was cast to play the voice of Toad, which is it's weird. I guess a weird choice. But he's talented enough that I think he can do it. He's very charismatic. He's very funny. I don't know how many jokes old Toad is going to have in this movie, but that's okay. I don't mind that casting choice. Then we get to the probably the worst choice of acting decisions here in this cast list, and it's Charlie Day, who you will know from the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You'd likely know his voice over his face, but he's in Pacific Rim. He's done other things where he's been a voice actor, but he was cast to play Luigi. If you know who Charlie Day is, you probably heard his voice when I said his name, and I don't think that's a great thing. He's very over the top. He plays kind of the same role every single time in all of his movies. It's Always Sunny is probably his most diverse character, because he's been pretty typecast in his career so far. But I don't know. I don't like it. And then you got Fred Armisen, who is going to be voicing Cranky Kong. And Cranky Kong is not a well-known Donkey Kong member. He's the older Kong member from Donkey Kong Country, and so I guess that's okay, but I don't know. And then you've got Nintendo also announced Charles Martinet, who has voiced the character of Mario in all of the video games and other, I guess, animated shows from like the 90s and stuff. But he was he's been the voice of Mario for forever. And then so they Nintendo announced that he was going to be making a surprise cameo, and the internet's very upset with that. And who cares? They weren't going to give Charles Martinet a starring role in a big budget $80 million animated movie. They just weren't going to do it. Mario's never had really speaking parts in any of the video games, and so they're not going to hire this dude to anchor a movie that they're trying to get $200 million out of. You're just not going to do it. So I understand the sentiment behind giving him a cameo, but I also understand the internet's uproar about why not just give him the role, and that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring star power to this movie, and when you bring star power, you also bring, butts to the theater and eyes to the screen, and you make money. The voice cast alone is tons of star power. So you're gonna have these. This movie is gonna make money. It's gonna make money, not depending on how good it is. And Illumination Entertainment doesn't really make bad movies. They make subpar, but they don't make bad movies. The Despicable Me movies, really good. The Minions movies, okay. The first Secret Life of Pets, that was pretty good. I enjoyed it. They also did a Grinch movie, so they don't make bad movies, so the movie's not going to be terrible. It's not, unless Nintendo micromanages the movie to the point where it's just chock full of bad decisions, mainly made by Nintendo. But I don't see that happening. And the film has a 2022 release date. As of now, I'd imagine the movie has been being animated for a while now. But the internet seems to think that this is gonna be a holiday 2022 release, which would make sense. It gives them right about a year to get the voices to the characters. So that was the collective uproar over the Super Mario Brothers the movie, and the cast list. I wouldn't have chosen Chris Pratt, but he's a big star. He's become a household name. People know him. Kids know him as Star-Lord from the Avengers movies. I'm sorry, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Well, he was in the Avengers, but as far as star power goes, he's fine. I just don't think he's the top choice for the role of Mario. But really, when you think about it, who is? I mean, when you think about Mario and you're like, oh, I hear that voice. Who would be my choice to play that voice? I don't know. And that's the thing. And so, much like any casting decision, maybe he's great. Maybe we're just, up in arms over nothing. But I tend to think that the internet is onto something. And not necessarily so much to do with Chris Pratt, but more so to do with our how we envision the voice of Mario being when we hear him speak. It's not just it's a me, a Mario, having a conversation with somebody. I don't know. That's weird. It's weird to do that voice on a podcast. But yeah, so that was that. Let's move into what I've been playing, and it's weird. So I have GameFly, and I've been looking at this game for a while. It's been in my queue, but I haven't really wanted to play it. And it is Oddworld Soulstorm, and it was released in April of 2021, and the main platform was the PS4 and the Xbox One, but it also got an upscaled version for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. Last time I played an Oddworld game was probably late 90s, and I believe it was Oddworld Abe's Exodus, and I don't remember a whole lot about it. It was, I was in middle school, but I remember playing on the PS1, and I remember it being okay. And so, I didn't play Oddworld New and Tasty, which came out in 2014, but, I saw this available on GameFly, and it had a PS5 version, so I was like, you know what? There's not a ton of PS5 games out there that showcase what the PS5 can do, so let me play it. Let me give it a shot. Not realizing that this game is a platform, almost a side-scrolling platformer. It's very well done. The mechanics in the game take a little getting used to, but pretty much this is it's a sequel to that 2014 Oddworld game, and the internet claims that it is a reimagining of the original Oddworld Abe's Exodus. So I don't really remember that game, so it's kind of like I'm playing the game for the first time. But the graphics are really good. You can tell that it was upscaled and not built for the PS5. PS5 allows it to blossom a little bit. It's difficult. It's challenging, and I think I enjoy that the most. Is that, and side-scrolling platformers, most of them are difficult. You go back to the original Mario. Those were difficult, and so that's what I grew up on. So this game isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but it is decent enough and challenging enough that I can spend an hour or so playing and dying, playing again, dying again, and figuring out how to progress through these levels. But what I like the most about it is that the levels, there are checkpoints in levels, because the game makes no excuses. It's difficult. It tells you it's difficult. There is a difficulty setting, and it tells you, hey, you've died quite a bit. Why don't you try scaling it back and going to an easier difficulty? And that's cool. That's fine. I'm probably about a third of the way through it. But you have, the goal of the game is that you have all of your followers. I don't know. If you've never played an Oddworld game, it's kind of weird to explain. Anyways, you're on this planet, and Abe, you play as character Abe. You are kind of like a god figure to these other aliens, and you have to try to get them off the planet because they're being hunted by Gluckins. That's what Wikipedia calls them, Gluckins. Oh, and Abe himself is a Mudukan. Anyways, that's not important. Anyway, you have to. So these aliens that you have, these Mudukans that you're trying to get off this planet, are in the background. You don't really ever interact with them other than, maybe one here or there in passing. But you have control over them because they're following you, and they would jump off a cliff for you because you're like Jim Jones. You've got the Kool-Aid, and they are listening to you and doing what you tell them to do. And so every bit of the way through your side-scrolling adventure, you interact with the environment, and it allows these, and they're like lemmings. They progress, in the background. They're climbing up stuff, and they're being blown up by the Gluckins, and they're jumping off cliff because they don't know any better. And so you have to figure out a way to get them to safety through your side-scrolling adventure, all while you're trying to progress through the level. I mean, it's a fine game, I guess. It's it's not. I would say that if you've never played an Oddworld game, it would come off as weird and ridiculous, maybe. But having played an Oddworld game before, I'm not so much taken aback, but it is a weird game. And so that's what I'm playing right now. I've got Deathloop on tap. Deathloop is a recent timed PS5 exclusive before it goes to the Xbox. But it's gotten really good reviews, and I'm really excited to play that. So the next time you hear me on one of these solo episodes, I'll probably be talking about Deathloop and how much I like it. Although it is a roguelike, and I'm not the biggest fan of roguelike, so excited to dive into that. And that's pretty much it. I haven't been playing anything else lately. I mean, I was playing Hades for a long time, and you can check out my last review for my thoughts on Hades. Spoiler alert, it's really good. So that's it. So if you want to get in touch with Beudget Arcade, the podcast, you can hit us up on all of our socials. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We got a YouTube channel. You can catch all of our podcasts on YouTube. Let us know what you're playing. Let us know what you think of the Super Mario Brothers the movie voice cast. Let us know how much you hate Charlie Day. Make sure you tag me when you do. You can find me on Twitter at IHeardYouLiked. I have a lot of unfiltered thoughts there. Hit me up. If you want to join our Discord, we have a Discord, Beudget Arcade. Feel free to join us. We have a bustling community of like-minded gamers where we talk pretty much everything. We talk movies, games, what's going on around us, everything. And we'd love to have you a part of that community. You can find the link in the show notes. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/Beudget Arcade. So if you want to donate to the pod, become a Patreon subscriber, you get behind-the-scenes access, an exclusive Discord channel, and you get to interact more with myself, Scott, and Jeff. Pretty much anybody you've heard on the podcast to this point is in the Patreon channel. What else? I think that's it. Oh, next week we've been playing Tales of Aether. It's a card game, mobile card game, I think. I don't know. I haven't started playing it yet. But yeah, join us on next week where we review that. If you want to play it, play along with us, and then leave us some commentary in our Discord channel. We have an exclusive channel just for commentary. And if you provide some, we'll read it back on the show and give you a shout out. Our music is provided by Stimmage, and you can catch his music at metroidmetal.com. And we'll catch you next week.
Armisen, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon, cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PHIL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL.